So hello everyone. Today I will talk about adding a search to a GitHub social network using Algolia and Nuxt.js. But first of all, who am I? My name is Tom Klotz. I'm working as an apprentice in Algolia since 2 years in the DX squad. DX stands for Developer Experience, mainly focusing on maintaining API clients. I'm still an engineering student, and all my story came from a school project called Open Network. So in my talk, I will explain to you what is Open Network as a social network, how we synchronize our data, how we build our search UI, and the lessons learned. So what is Open Network? Open Network is a social network for people that want to build open source projects and to have more interaction with maintainer and contributor, with more social around it. On the platform, you can do different things like manage your project. You can write some article about your project or going to the chat app to discuss with people. This web application is built in Nuxt.js. Nuxt.js, is a framework based on Node.js and Vue.js. So for our application, we have Nuxt.js for the front part. We also have Express for the backend part, that is our server that will interact with the front, but also interact with our database. And for our project, we decided to use MongoDB. Why MongoDB? Because it was more flexible and one of my schoolmates was really efficient with it. So we decided to go in this direction. We also use AWS S3 bucket to store image. And the last one, we use Algolia on the front part and the backend part. For those who don't use Algolia yet, the first step when you use Algolia is to have data inside Algolia. Why? For example, you are writing blogs and you want this blog to be searchable. We need to have this blog inside Algolia to perform search requests. And in our scenario, we use Mongoose. Mongoose is a library that allows you to create schema with a structural, with some field like a title, with a subtitle, a paragraph, etc. And at this point, we wanted to have this data stored in Algolia. Multiple ways to do it. We can use the JavaScript API clients, or I start searching in the community and someone made a library called Mongoose Algolia. And all you have to do is to require the library and to plug into your schema Mongoose Algolia with your app ID and your API key, which is secret because it will perform write operation, and the index name. So the index name for the schema is blogs. An example, we have, for example, a save event. It could be a delete or an update. Then it go to Mongoose, and then it go to MongoDB. Mongoose Algolia do exactly the same, but for Algolia. So now all our data is synchronized. The next part, you have fresh data, you have everything that you want on this side. Now you want to build a search UI. In our scenario, we wanted to have just something really simple, to have a search bar and a drop down with the result. What we wanted is this. You type, you have result, you click, and you go to the result. So the first step we did, we follow the documentation. We are really beginners in the JavaScript world and Vue.js, so this is a good step to follow. So we used Vue Instance Search. This is the front-end library from Algolia for Vue, where you start create a component called Search Client, where you fill the app ID and the search only app key. This is not a sensitive key because it will perform only a read operation. After this, in your template, you instantiate instance search, you provide the search client and the index name. However, in our case, we wanted also to have projects to be searchable. So you can perform search on multi-indexed by adding another index. Okay, so now we have instant search. We have everything that we want, but we need to have the drop down. And it's a widget called an autocomplete. But in the documentation, we read this. View instant search doesn't come with a built-in widget for the autocomplete, but we have a slotted component, IS autocomplete, that lets you use an external autocomplete component. And to be honest, we were really eager to start coding, and we decide to build our own drop-down autocomplete. We start by writing the slotted component. Inside, we provide variable for instant search, the current refinement, indices, and refine. Current refinement is the value that will store all the data inside the input. Indices are all the value that will be stored after the search, and refine is the method that will perform the search query. Okay, so now we have this. We can now iterate on indices to have different index. For our case, blogs and project. And inside, we iterate on each hit. And after, we can display information like title, but it could be an image, could be whatever you want. But something happened. What happened is that we had an issue. The issue was when you were clicking on the project, the dropdown was still showing. So we did more research and we understand that each time someone wants to click on the project, we need to fill the method refine a null variable to erase everything. And we discover it also after searching that this part of the documentation exists. The first step of this guide is to set up our custom autocomplete component. To implement it, we use the library ViewAutoSuggest, which provide a component to create an autocomplete menu. And that was frustrating because we spend a lot of times building our own autocomplete, failing into many mistakes, and all of this was existing. And that's some lessons learned. Read before rushing. As a student, as beginner, we were totally new in the JavaScript environment. We were too eager to start coding, to start building things, to break things, and we forget some part to read about the documentation. And even for experienced people, that's the good advice I can provide is always RTFM. It's not a joke, it's real. Read before rushing. Also, another lesson that we learn is discover the community. When you are coming into a new ecosystem, a new language, there is already a lot of people. And there is a lot of people that build library behind that is really useful. For example, Mongo's Algolia that help us a lot, but also ViewAutoSuggest or all the components that we could use and save us a lot of time to achieve our goal. And discovering the community was a really pleasant moment. So this is the last lesson, have fun. Do not forget to have fun when you are building things. Even if we failed into our mistakes by not reading the documentation, we spend a lot of time having fun breaking things, building things and discovering things. And because as a student, it's sometimes kind of frustrating of doing homework, it could be a lot of fun building things with your teammate. So thanks for your time. Do you have any questions?